Thank you for stumbling upon JK'z Rewatchable Hour.
Holy.
Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching. You've reached JK'z's Rewatchable Hour. I'm your host, Eric Evans. And with our guest tonight, George Muzzy. Hey, George, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Something's going on behind the scenes I'm not aware of. But anyways, how you doing tonight, Jeff and Jennifer?
I'm doing well. How you doing, sir?
Good. I survived Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to extra shout out to you for taking your cat out to Soldier Field for losing the bet. So I appreciate that. I got videos of it.
Okay. I appreciate it. Send them on when you get them. Send them to me. I want to see them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I guess tonight I'm going to host the show. We're going to talk about health and wellness. I thought it would be a good subject after last week's hot seat episode of being questions of many things, of movies and all kinds of different things. And, being that the holidays are upon us and we're going to spend a lot of time, sitting in front of the TVs and watching football games and probably not doing a whole lot for our health and wellness in some ways, so I thought it'd be a good thing to talk about. I can start off, or if one of you want to volunteer and
no, it's your show. We all know how you like to go first, sir.
All right. Yeah, sure. I'll do it. No problem. So, with the health, and as much as I researched, I didn't spend a lot of time on it other than just, living life like we all do with our health and our wellness. There is 7 different topics or situations or whatever you want to call it for health and wellness. I can go into that in depth, or we can just, look at it one thing at a time. But, from the start, you got the physical, you got the mental, you've got, environmental wellness, you got spiritual wellness, you've got social wellness. There's things like that people deal with on an everyday basis, that affect your way of life, basically. And if each one of them aren't, handled the right way, you could, go in all different directions. So, like I said, this time of year, everybody's sitting around eating stuff that's not real good. Not everybody's has to be a physical fitness person or lifting weights like you do, Jeff. You spend a lot of time in the gym. That does things for parts of, your wellness or your health that you may need or want to improve on. And I thought it would be a good thing to discuss amongst us, and maybe you have, some good ideas or thoughts of different ways of doing things or how things have helped you, your journey.
Yeah. Just for the gym, it's just my way, whether it's, an hour or an hour and a half, it's just my way of just getting away from the reality. I don't really, it's really the only time that, just like everybody else, I'm not working. I'm not thinking about bills. Not that, we have financial problems, but it's just my way of having just a little bit of time to myself, just to just kick back and relax and, I don't know, make myself look better, feel good about myself, which helps overall mental health. If you don't feel good about yourself, you can't expect anybody else to. I have bad eating habits.
You're looking at me
because I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to agree with me. But yeah, just as far as just going to the gym, that's just like everybody else. Work 8 to 10 hours a day, and it's just my way of having just that downtime. And I think that everybody just needs some sort of downtime, whether it just be chilling on the couch or maybe a nap or read a book or whatever. Sometimes I'll watch memes or reels on Facebook just to decompress just from long week and
Right.
This is coming up. So yeah, that just because you said the gym, that's just what I do.
Right. Now, like when you're at the gym, just a question that do you like interact with other people that like have
Absolutely.
Conversations or
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
that?
I have a lot of friends there, but if there's days that like I had a shit day at work or whatever, I just kind of stick to myself just because I'm still irritated and I know I wouldn't be good company, I guess I want to say. But other than a little, hey, like that or head nod, but
Yeah.
So you bring that home to me.
no, I don't bring it home to you. I used to, but I don't. But it's just my way of just decompressing and having just a little bit of downtime. So
Right. Yeah, and then and at the end you're getting a little bit of physical shape. You keep yourself, as we're all getting older, and trying to do the everyday grind of working and doing everything else. It does keep your body, as long as you don't overdo it, right? That's probably the point of that is doing it. That's my fear of like going into a gym is maybe doing too much, putting too much on my body and then affecting something later on that could over. That's why I personally haven't been in the gym very much myself. I just spent so many years in my job in general. I've put a lot of wear and tear in my body, so I'm trying to scale back on some of that. But hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got their own thing, to do.
And I'm not a gym guy at all. I hate them. I don't know. I'm more of a hands-on. All my exercise is just hands-on. It's just me, doing.
Your hands.
Yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Push-ups, sit-ups, just stretching, different, various things. I don't run as much as I used to, but I do a lot of, outdoor, walking around outside, and I have a hard time sitting still.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I mean, I second that. That's what I kind of do myself. I don't. Big gym person. I don't know. I just kind of do the same thing. I go outside, do a lot of things. I do enough lifting and lugging, and doing things outside in the woods or.
Yeah. I don't think I've actually been in a gym since the military, and that's only because every once in a while, a lot of times when it was inclement weather or whatnot, we would go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like if it was just too cold or too windy or we would go to the gym once in a while, but I'm just not into that, going to the gym. I'd rather just, if I'm going to work out, I'd just rather, be doing something outside or whatever, moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of the same way because I think the reason I'm that way is I'm in a confined area all day long at work, going to different places and shops in my job. So it's nice to get out, and breathe some fresh air and just go out and walk in the woods or get on the ATV or just go outside, be outside in general, or go for a walk or, go to a park or things like that. It kind of serves two purposes. It's the mental side and the physical side of walking and or if you run and you can go out and see different views or different scenery or just different things that you don't normally do every day, get out of the routine. I think that does a lot for both, wellness and health.
Right.
Just before Jenny answers, I was thinking about what George and Eric just said. George, you say that you go out and you walk, and Eric, you do your ATV. That's just the same thing as the gym or reading a book. That's just your guys' downtime. This is your way to decompress, I guess I want to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Other than listen to me complain about work, what's your downtime?
Work.
Yeah.
Jen doesn't have much downtime.
No, like a lot of us, we don't. I mean, I try to find the time. If sometimes when you do have the time, that's the mental part, where it's just to get yourself to do it, or make somebody have you do it, or try to find something, a chore to do or a project or something that kind of forces you to go out and, kind of.
Now that it's winter time, obviously, there's really nothing for us to do outside. I mean, unless you're going to shovel.
I did this morning because you didn't.
Yes. But yeah, so obviously, it's going to be the holidays. People are going to be indoors, I mean, I don't know how to ride a snowmobile or an ATV or anything like that. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, right. I get it. Yeah, this time of year is kind of tough on some people. It really is. I mean, it kind of, unless you're into the cold weather or have activities to do in the cold weather, right? You're kind of stuck home.
Hate the cold weather.
Yeah, so don't I. You know, I really, I go out in it, but I mean, I don't spend a ton of time outside in the dead of winter. More when it's fall, spring, summer
Right.
is much better for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough one way or the other. But yeah, either way, you got to read a book or go on the computer or whatever, articles or whatever it may be. Whatever makes your day go by in some kind of a positive direction instead of a.
Well, I know before it was like 2000 when we joined the first gym. After a long day of work, if I would come home and shower, like sit on the couch, before I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do that anymore, even though there's times that I still take a little 10-minute nap here and there. But so yeah, I feel like if I take going to the gym as part of life. Like if you want to accomplish anything, you got to go and you got to stay consistent. Yes, I have very bad eating habits, but I just contribute what I want to accomplish in life with the gym. It's kind of like if you don't go to the gym, you're not go. If you go to the gym once and you just do one thing of dumbbells, you're never going to get stronger or build any muscle. But it's just the same thing with life, and that's just what I contributed to. Is you got to do the things that you over and over and over again to get where you really want to be.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you see it by strength, or you see it by the weight you lose. That's a positive thing to keep your, keep you going.
Weight loss? Oh
yeah.
boy,
it's the hard thing to do.
telling me that, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different directions we can go with this.
Absolutely.
It's really what we kind of make about it. Like talking about different foods and stuff. During the holidays, there's a lot of good stuff to eat. There's a lot of too many good things, and it's not always good for you because it kind of puts on the pounds and yeah.
No, it's just our dog's coming in. So, I mean, I know in a couple of weeks, I know 8 or 10 people that are having lasagna and ham and some little smokies and
Mac and cheese.
Yep. Cheesecake. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Talk about food.
Right.
For sure.
Right. Yeah, I don't think anybody mentioned anything that was all that healthy.
No, right, exactly.
Probably the closest thing to healthy would be the ham.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Free.
Yeah, it's salt free.
I was talking about bringing a veggie tray, so that's pretty healthy.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I did forget about the veggie tray. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad that if Jen and George didn't know exactly what we were doing, but we're talking about wellness and all that. All of us that are getting together, that's also part of our wellness because we're all friends. We're more like family, and as far as between that we get together, and so I think that's going to be very beneficial. Whoa.
Yeah. I think that is kind of mental and environmental because because environmental is kind of where you put yourself, the environment you put yourself into,
Definitely.
Yeah. If you're in a bad place and you put yourself in a bad place, you're always going to be in a bad place.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've talked many times about how fortunate we are to have this little group of ours, and how some people don't have this. So it's not like what I just said. I wasn't bragging to those who don't have it. It's just talking about wellness and health and all that. I think it's 10 of us that are getting together. I mean, to me, that's just really important because we're all 10 people from all walks of life, and we're going to be together for this luncheon, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to have fun, and the cat just jumped off Jeff, but didn't retract the claws. Sorry, that cat is reserved for Eric. He's the only one that's supposed to have problems.
Right. Well, mine's starting to learn. She's like sitting on the floor right now.
Gotcha.
She was scratching me there for a little bit.
But when we get together in a couple of weeks, I mean, like George said, it's also environment. All of us are stuck at work, and let's be honest, not everybody is always overly happy with their work. So we all enjoy each other's company. We all laugh. Like the last time we got together in October.
Yep.
So I think for the the environmental part, I think it's also going to be very good for each and every one of us.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's great. That we do it for sure. I think it helps every one of us in a different, all kind of the same way, but all in a different way, because we always say we don't see each other than on the computer once a week or every other week or whatever it is. And, to get together in the same room and talk about a lot of things that we don't always can't talk about on this or whatever,
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's different stories or just kind of whatever goes, goes. And it's kind of fun, to do that.
I think it's going to be a blast because I know in one of our group chats, somebody, I can't really mention names, Eric, said something about bringing Red Cat.
Oh, yeah. Right. You never know where that goes, right?
It'll be out in the snowbank and we'll all take turns going.
Oh, jeez. Just don't eat the Yellowstone, I don't know.
I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. I'm trying to think of where to go with it.
Okay. Take your time.
Yeah. We can.
So
Yeah.
I know that this morning you both were up quite early. Obviously, we have and viewers. We have a group chat, and George, if I'm not mistaken, did your work hours change?
No. I did a couple days this week. I went in early. But it's not. Last week it was mandatory. We were just trying to get ahead, but we haven't really seen the numbers pick up from the Texas plant yet. So I'm not sure when that's supposed to really kick in. But I know they sent us some stuff. I unloaded a trailer today that came from the Texas plant, the one that got flooded. But I don't know. I don't know when our stuff is supposed to pick up. But they had mandatory and they had voluntary overtime. It ends tomorrow. I'm not going in early tomorrow. But yeah, so I was up early this morning, but I'm not gonna be up quite as early tomorrow.
No.
Unless I happen to wake up, but
Yeah.
Hopefully my brain hasn't taught me how to wake up over an hour earlier. So
that sucks. I know that. I know Eric. I forgot where you said that you drove to today.
To Spencer Schools. It's about 15 miles from my house.
Oh, I thought you were up towards Ithaca way today. I apologize.
Yeah, no.
I know that Jen drives 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate the reason why I was asking that because I absolutely hate driving in the snow. I even though I have 4-wheel drive, I only have a 7-minute commute. I hate driving in it, and I just thought it would be a good topic, talking about driving in the snow because this is the first winter that new car that she's figuring out how it handles in the wintertime.
Oh yeah, definitely. For sure. I drive a company car, and I was on the way there this morning to the school that I had to go to, and I seen 2 cars in the ditch first thing in the morning, and people are off on the side, just probably going too fast or don't have the right tires on their car yet or something like that. It's sad to see. The roads were bad.
This morning I didn't really. We had snow, but it was like a light dusting.
Yeah.
I didn't get any real snow until I got north of the lake.
Oh, okay.
Once I got around the corner of the lake, then there was a little bit more. I think in all we got maybe 2.5 here, so not much. I didn't even do anything with the driveway because didn't really need to. I could have, but I didn't really need to. All of our vehicles are Well, except for my son's. I don't think his is all-wheel drive, but yeah, there just wasn't much. But I did run into a guy who apparently forgot how to drive his big monster pickup, and I mean, I caught up to the guy, and we're doing 35, and I'm like, I realized he's got probably a 4 to 6 inch lift on the truck, big monster mud tires on it, and we're
Why?
doing 35, and I'm like, why? I mean, I don't want you to run 60 mile an hour, but
Right. Let's move along.
35. I mean, I was
Right.
like, okay, but that wasn't the best part of my wonderful commute. I'm coming into Canandaigua, and right where it widens into the 4 lane, I got into the left-hand lane because I was going to turn and go to Burn Dairy. And but for about 6 miles, I was following a garbage truck into Canandaigua. I'm just assuming he was going out on whatever his daily route to pick up garbage is.
Yep.
Well, when we widen to the 4 lane, he gets into the right-hand lane, and I'm in the left-hand lane because I'm going to turn left. And once it widens out to where the turn lane is, I'm going to jump into that. All of a sudden, I see his left turn signal on, and he goes from the right-hand lane straight in front of me and into the turn lane.
Wow.
I'm like, what are we doing, dude?
You weren't paying attention.
I mean, I obviously, because I have anti-lock brakes, I had to pump the brakes so that way because I knew that snow was wet.
Yeah.
But I pumped the brakes, not a big deal, no harm, no foul. But I'm like, you know,
Yeah, right.
you had to have known you were getting ready to turn left before
You would think so.
before where you were when all of a sudden you decided to crank it left
Yeah.
right in front of me.
Oh, boy.
How was your commute?
It was fine.
Because I know I was making the first set of tracks going down 14.
No, I didn't see a plow on my way to work.
The weird thing is, I didn't see a snowplow. Not like I said, we didn't have a lot. I saw a snowplow, and it's weird because 96A usually halfway, because about a little over halfway from Ovid to Geneva, they switch companies. Switch state barns. You know who does what road. So like half of it is done by whoever's south, and half of it's done by whoever's north. None of it was plowed at all. But like I said, it wasn't bad.
Right.
But on the side road, I saw a snowplow. So I'm like, wow, the state's not out, at least on these roads. But the county is.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's weird. That's like opposite
Mm-hmm.
of what I would normally see.
Right.
Then I didn't see another snowplow until I was almost to Canandaigua.
I didn't see one snowplow at all today. Not
I
one.
think in Canandaigua, I saw one.
I followed one for about 3 miles. When I was just on the main road from our side street. I followed the state plow all the way to the main Route 13, and then that turned to Elmira.
But as normal, Geneva was terrible. They're always terrible until probably about 11 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why they weren't out, but I mean, then everybody got everything cleared off by the time I left work, so
Yeah,
that was no big deal. But
yeah. I mean, out our way, it was still snowing when I left the place at 12:30, and I was maybe 10 minutes down the road, and there was this Volkswagen that was off on the side of the road, tipped in this one ditch, tipped right up. They're sitting in the car, and I'm following this pickup truck, and this pickup truck was almost like your truck, Jeff, the one you drive, that size. He pulls right off and tries, see what these people need any help, but he's right on a blind curve. It's like a hill and a blind curve. I'm like, man, what are you doing? There's nobody going to see you when they come over the hill, and you're trying to help somebody in the ditch, and you're going to cause an accident. He's probably just trying to. I don't know if he's trying to make a few bucks to pull him out of the ditch or what he's going to do, but
But on a
didn't
blind
make no
curve,
sense.
you don't do that.
Yeah,
I
right
don't
on a
know. It's
blind
nice.
curve.
Yeah, it's nice to stop and ask somebody if they
Yeah.
need help. They got somebody come in, that's fine. But you
Yeah,
have to make sure you and everybody come in is safe when
yeah,
you do it.
exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, when I was younger and I was learning how to drive, I always thought I was, this showboat, and I ended up in the ditch way too many times. So as I have told everybody in the group, I drive like a little old couple. Like I will get where I'm going because now that I'm older, the sudden stop. I mean, I can always go out and get a new vehicle. I get that, but it's the sudden impact that is going to hurt even more. And I'm very fragile. I am.
Yeah.
that's
I
what
will
caused.
I'll never complain if I mean, obviously I'm complaining because of this morning, but like I said, there was a dusted. You know the rumble strips in the middle of the road?
Yep.
I could
That's where
still
I
see
got.
them. That's how
Oh,
little snow we got.
oh yeah, okay.
That's how little snow we got. I could still see them.
We'll see him. Yeah.
And the guy's doing 35.
Oh wow.
If you're doing 40 and there's a reason that you're doing 40, like we got 3-4 inches, I'm okay.
Mhm. Oh,
I will not try to pass you unless it's safe for me to pass, because I understand it's not necessarily how good or how bad I am at driving. I
Yep.
got to consider how everybody else is at driving.
Yep.
I mean, I know way too many people that do the opposite of
Oh, yeah.
what Jeff does, locks it into 4-wheel drives and drives 80.
80. Yep.
Well, the problem with that is, yes, you can drive 80 miles an hour in 4-wheel drive,
Mhm.
but you still stop the same as everybody else.
Uh-huh. You ain't gonna stop that fast. I
Your
can tell you that.
4-wheel drive has nothing to do with you stopping.
Oh.
It's so you don't spin. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I just feel more comfortable just driving, even if it's 25 miles an hour. I don't care. I just,
Yeah. I'm like I said, I don't drive crazy fast. I always leave early enough
same
that
here.
I have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main
I mean,
thing.
if I didn't stop anywhere on the way to work, I'd probably be to work. I don't start until 8. I'd probably be there before 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
But I usually stop, I stop to get coffee, and maybe I'll stop at Walmart if I need anything, or because I go by 2 Walmarts on my way to work. So
Right on.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So I'm in plenty of time. I'm not in a hurry.
yeah, that's right. That's where a lot of the stuff happens is people are, the mental side of driving. You're trying to focus on the road, but then you're focusing on getting there on time. And,
like in the summer, if it takes you 20 minutes to get to work, and you're one of those people that leaves 25 minutes before you have to go to work, that only gives you 5 minutes. Well, the thing is, if you're driving 25, if your normal drive is 20 minutes, that's give or take, that's about 18 miles.
Right.
17 to 18 miles. I mean, we're in upstate New York. We don't know what the weather is 17 miles down the road.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I might have, perfect example. I had a light dusting. I get to Geneva, they have a few inches. They have 2-3 inches.
Oh, yeah.
And then get into Canandaigua and it's very wet, slippery snow. I mean, it could be a complete difference from the time you leave your house to the time you get there. Not to mention a storm can roll in 20 minutes easily.
Absolutely. So when I was just a couple minutes away from work, I called her and I said, "Hey, listen, I'm making really the first set of tracks up 54. You might just want to leave early because 14 wasn't plowed, and you ended up the roads weren't even plowed all the way to Geneva, were they?
They were. There was tracks, but I didn't see any plows. So
And for our listeners and viewers in our chat, you said that you were driving 45. I'm sorry, I don't think I went over 32 miles an hour. It's just me, and here she is in this little matchbox of a fucking car, and she's doing 45, and it's funny that
it doesn't matter what you drive, because I've gone by people with trucks that think they're invincible because they got 4-wheel drive, they got this and that, and they're tipped over in the ditch, and I'm just
See, I don't want to be the one in the upside down in the ditch, knowing, and then later on,
and having a little car come and ask if you need help.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Loser.
Uh-huh.
no, it's just no. I mean, there was one time when I was working. What I don't know, I was like 20, whatever. It doesn't matter. And I was on my way to Waterloo, but I was a hot rod, and I went into the ditch and I was upside down. Well, that's a pretty crappy experience. I mean, yeah, the car was whatever, don't matter, but I was scared. I was upside down, and ever since then, I don't. I will leave. I will leave an hour early if I absolutely have to, just because I'd rather drive 20 miles an hour than, like George said, leave late and rush it because you never know what you're going to get into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they tell you.
I've had a couple mornings where I haven't and then I don't think any mornings, but when I was on overnights where I got a late start and it was nicer, it was in the summertime or spring or something. And I made it no problem, but I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like, I was always brought up that if you're not early, you're late.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I've literally, I pulled into work. It was a couple weeks ago. One of the guys I work with said he was sitting. He gets there about a little after I do usually. If everybody's on time, on their normal time schedule, I'm usually there about 5 or 10 minutes before him. And he's sitting in his truck when I pull in, and it is 25 minutes before work. So it's like 7:35. And then when he saw me inside, he said, "Running late this morning?" Like 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late. But yeah, I was,
Yep. Yeah, they can tell. Notice. At least.
Here's a thought, not to cut you off, Eric, just before we go to commercial break. So here I'm saying, I drive very, really cautiously. So if I come up on somebody that's driving slower than what I am, I'm going to follow them because I don't know. I don't feel comfortable passing them. And I always keep in the back of my head, maybe at one time that's me and somebody's coming up behind me. And if they're going to pass me, they're going to pass me. Because once I see them go to pass me, I just slow down because, it's like Jen said, you get a 4-wheel drive. It's not that you have 4-wheel drive. You're still going to slide. You're still going to, do whatever. So if they try to come back over in the lane and they don't know how to handle their vehicle. So yeah, I just what I do.
Like I said, normally when I drive, I have a Jeep. I don't have like a Wrangler. I have a Compass, but it's still a Jeep. I always have it in auto, where if it needs to, it'll go into 4-wheel drive on its own.
Yep.
I have only physically put it in. I've owned it. This February, it'll be 3 years I've had it. I've only physically put it in the 4-wheel drive myself one time.
Oh, okay.
And that was when that was in last February. Well, this year, but in February when we were outside of Niagara Falls for that funeral, and the way that Google Maps took me.
No, stop.
What you think?
I said, I think that would be pretty cool to have a vehicle where it just auto into 4-wheel drive. So she goes, I don't know if you heard. I said, I think that'd be pretty cool. She's like, what? Go to a funeral in February?
But the way that the maps took us, we were in. We went through the reservation up there in Tonawanda, and
through there,
and it was the wind coming off of that lake was brutal,
crazy.
And it was drifting, and there was probably 6 inches of drifts.
Wow!
So I literally, when we had to stop at a stop sign, I just reached over and I turned the dial to snow. Because I don't have, it doesn't say 4x4, it doesn't say 4 high, 4 low. I got auto, snow, sand, and mud. I think is what they are. I have those selections.
Right.
So I switched it to snow, and I didn't have a problem. I mean, even before I switched it, I didn't really have a problem, but it was pretty deep.
Yeah.
The snow drifts were pretty deep. So I'm like, let me just be safe, and
Yep.
trust me. On the way home, I looked on the map and I found Route 5, and I'm like, I'm gonna go right into the heart of Buffalo, jump on Route 5. I know that way, and I know that road is gonna be clear.
Yeah, it's a main state highway. Yep.
So listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come right back. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, right.
Oh.